Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited to be here with you. Something seems to be up with the internet. I am not quite sure what the lag is, why it's acting a little funky, but I think it's going to catch up. Now it looks like it is. Cool. Yes, I'm still hidden behind my TV, same as last week. Hopefully by next Monday, that should not be the case. I'm very excited about giving you guys back a view that you're looking forward to seeing. Super excited to talk to you today about following your turn on. Now, immediately when we hear the word turn on, there's this assumption that I'm talking strictly about sex. And yes and no. Turn on is bigger than that. So don't limit it to, whatever you might be thinking about. What I'm talking about today is the idea of following what excites you, what arouses you, what lights you up, what makes you so excited you just can't even stand it. It's like, if I really expressed how excited, people might feel a little scared by how excited I am. What is that? And this is a huge, huge thing that I see, especially for women, thinking that they're too much, that whole too much thing, which is bullshit. You are not too much. Other people are not comfortable with the fullest expression of yourself because they're not comfortable with the fullest expression of themselves. So cut that shit out, cross that shit off the list, and step up to the plate. So when we think about following your turn on, following what excites you and what lights you up, it is imperative that you say yes to those things. In so many cases, people start living in their head and you get these ideas about like what right looks like, what wrong looks like, why we do this, why we don't do this, what's practical, what's rational, what's logical, all these ickles, except for an icicle. That's not the ickles we're talking about today. Following a turn on is about living a life that you are excited to live every single day. Imagine going on a vacation somewhere, going on a trip somewhere, and not using it as a remedy for things in your life that are not fun, are not exciting, are not enjoyable, and as a, like Band-Aid for burnout. We do not want you to have to run away from your life. It's counterintuitive to think that in order to have a life that you want to go on vacation in, you don't need a life that you want to go on vacation from, right? It's just more cool shit that you get to experience, more life that you want to live, more joy that you get to experience. I know that at various times for myself, there were like, I need something to look forward to. And it certainly is the case right now for COVID times when we're filming this, that it can be very challenging to find things to be excited about every day, but not if you're following your turn on. The way that this looks really practically is to say no to anything that does not get you so excited that you are bouncing off the walls with joy about it and can't wait to talk about it and can't wait to execute it and can't wait to experience it. So why this doesn't happen, why is it a challenge? I'll tell you why. I knew you would ask. It's us, right? Well, simple case in point is so much of the indoctrination and conditioning that we've all experienced to perform appropriately for society. And that means perfectionism, that means people pleasing, that means being professional. Like, what the fuck does professional mean? It's a word that was created and a definition assigned to it. You can be excellent at what you do, regardless of what your human suit looks like, acts like. I'm not saying go out and run amok. I'm not saying go be antisocial and that's another thing. Just off the cuff. When people use the term I'm being antisocial, what they're actually meaning is I'm being avoidant. Antisocial has to do with going against what society and social norms are for behavior that adheres to social constructs, social norms, social contracts, all of that stuff. It's not the same as just saying, oh, I don't want to hang out with people. But I digress. Now, back to the following the turn on and why a lot of people don't. I know at times when I didn't, it was because I wasn't in touch with what made me excited. I wasn't honest about it. I wasn't willing to follow it because of, this reason or that reason. Reasons like, oh, well, that's not going to make me money, or, oh, people are going to judge me, or, oh, I won't, like all of these limiting beliefs, all of these mindsets that aren't supportive. That's a video for another day. But when we choose to trust that life doesn't have to be painful, life doesn't have to be hard. I'm not saying that there aren't things out there that aren't desirable, that there aren't challenges, there aren't limitations. But the thing that we have control over is our attitude and how we show up in the world. Right? Right. I answered for you and saved time. So I want you to drop me in the comments, like how you are showing up with the things currently that get you really excited. Do you know what excites you? Do you go after the things that that are exciting to you? And what is something that really excites you, but you've been kind of like, about, going after it? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to talk to you more about your specific big things. I know I've got, you can't see it, it's out of the shot over here, but I have a giant vision board that I've made. And there are some of those like amazing things that do absolutely turn me on, light me up, get me excited, get my motor running, make me go, oh my God, I'm so excited. I love the idea of experiencing that. And that's readily accessible, always in my peripheral vision, because it's important to surround yourself with the things that you want and that you have desires for and that are exciting to you. Because when you are exposed to it, your neural network in your brain, in your old mind, in the noggin, gets pathways established that make things more concrete, that make them more real, that make them more robust and more accessible. That's why you have the beliefs that you have right now that maybe aren't so supportive and that keep you from acting on the turn on. Because what are those things saying in your brain? What are those neural networks wired for? For practicality, for people pleasing, for perfectionism, for professionalism, for overdoing, overthinking, over whatevering in the name of acceptance from other people. There's a fantastic book called The Courage to be Disliked. I think I read it last year, maybe the year before. Probably last year, can't remember. Highly recommend it. It's incredibly liberating to give up the notion and the control of having any control over anyone other than yourself. And when you follow the things that make you excited about your life, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks or what anyone else wants, because you're happy all the time because that's the stuff that you're doing. For somebody like this, they can go places by themselves. They can go out to a restaurant they might want to try. They don't have to do it with somebody else because they're so excited to experience it. They don't need other things to have happen in order to give themselves permission to experience it. This is your permission slip. I don't have a permission slip. I don't have anything. I don't have anything here that I can use as a fake permission slip. But here, this is your official permission slip to go out and experience the things that you want to experience. Buy the things that you want to buy. Don't keep things that aren't exciting to you. There's no reason to. Release, let it go, purge it all. Say no to 99% of the things and say yes to the 1%. That's a goal that I set for myself after some major come to Jesus moments about taking my boundary game up another notch. It's not to be aggressive, not to be mean, not to be unkind, but because I am not going to surrender to the status quo. I am not going to accept scraps and the bare minimum and what's offered. I am saying yes only to the things that light me up, that turn me on. Wouldn't you want to be around people that are living the most exciting, happy, joyful lives? Of course you would. Nobody says, you know what? I know. I want to be around the people that are in YouTube and Twitter comments that are just the most negative pity party people I've ever met. That sounds like the best life for me. Said nobody ever. Right? Okay. Enough of this rant, this lovely Monday rant. I want you guys to drop me in the comments again. You know the drill. Tell me, is there something that you have been desiring that you haven't been like fully able to fully admit to yourself that you want to experience, and you felt resistance to it? And are you ready to take the commitment to say, I'm going to go after those turn-ons. I'm going to go after the excitement. I'm only going to do the things that I really want to do. And it doesn't make you a bad person to say no. It doesn't make you wrong to say no. It doesn't mean anything other than you are committing to a life less ordinary. And who doesn't want that for you? I want that for you. You deserve that. You desire it. It's time to go get it. Mwah! See you guys next week.